Hey everyone! Today we're talking about the Ossan Newbie adventurer. Trained to death by the most powerful party, became invincible. It's an anime about an ordinary guy who gets trained by a super powerful party and ends up becoming unstoppable. Before we start, make sure to subscribe, click the thumbs up, comment, and share. Now let's start. Rick Gladiator, once a humble clerk at an adventurers guild, had long dreamed of becoming an adventurer himself. But his late start at the age of 32 had made him a target for ridicule. His lack of magical talent and his age meant that people underestimated him. But Rick was determined to prove everyone wrong. One day, he enrolled in the guild's preliminary adventurer exam, where he quickly caught the attention of those around him, including the noble Freed Deermute, who was also competing. Rick's surprising strength and abilities during the exam left Freed both jealous and infuriated. Freed's sister, Angelica, a knight second class, challenged Rick to a duel where the loser would become the winner's servant for life. Despite Angelica's impressive skills and special techniques, Rick used his unusual combat abilities to easily defeat her, even managing to break the arena's uneven ground with a powerful punch. The result shocked everyone and further humiliated the Deermutes, though Rick's win had its consequences. Now Angelica and Freed were determined to make his life difficult. As the results of the exam were about to be announced, Rick's assistant, Elfet, informed him that his training party, Orichalcum Fist, was coming to check on him. Rick was both terrified and excited, as Orichalcum Fist had trained him to the point of death and rebirth, making him stronger than most seasoned adventurers despite his late start. He was officially qualified to move on to the second phase of the exam, a mock battle against a high-ranking examiner. Rick's path intersected with the Deermute family once again when he encountered Raster Deermute, an A-rank adventurer and Freed's older brother, who had a distaste for Rick. Raster Deermute, further enraged by a confrontation in which Rick pretended to be Rionette's boyfriend to fend off Raster's advances.
申し訳ありませんが、あなたのお誘いを受けることはできません。私はこの方とお付き合いをしていますので。
Later, Rick learned that due to illness, the previously scheduled examiner, Lynx Larot, was replaced by Raster, making the situation even more volatile. The exam was full of obstacles, but with his Orichalcum Fist trainers by his side, including Rionette,
どこへ転送したのですか？そんなこと言うわけだ。次は眼球です。
Rick was ready for the challenge. His trainers had honed his physical strength, body control, and magic control to such an extent that he had essentially become an S-rank adventurer, able to shrug off attacks that would have incapacitated others. When confronted by Raster's powerful magic, Rick remained calm and used his low-level abilities, like his air shot, against Raster's superior spells. Ultimately defeating him in front of an audience that included the Deermute siblings. The victory shocked everyone, especially Raster, who had underestimated Rick. One day, his inborn magical talent had remained dormant until a fateful encounter with a dragon that attacked his town. His long-hidden marker activated, unlocking his magical potential and allowing him to defeat the dragon despite his severe injuries. This event, coupled with Rinette's encouragement, led Rick to join Orichalcum Fist, where he began his journey toward becoming a true adventurer. He also learned that the legendary Kaiser Alsapiet, a figure from his childhood dreams, was part of his ultimate quest. Rick's next major adventure took him and his team to a faraway land to find one of the 6 grand orbs needed to unlock a portal to Kaiser Alsapiet's domain. In Heractopia, a city known for its brutal fighting tournaments, Rick and his companions learned that the Yellow King Stone, one of the orbs, was embedded in a champion's belt. To acquire it, Rick would have to enter and win the Fist King tournament, a grueling competition held annually. Rick had to qualify by defeating 40 opponents in a week, a task he completed with impressive speed, leaving his competitors in awe. Among his toughest challenges was Angelica, who had to face her own demons during the qualification process. She eventually confided in Rick about her troubled engagement to Snape Resurrect, a sinister figure connected to the tournament.
婚約者ってどういうことだよ。ああいうのが趣味だったのか。
だから今それを話しているのですわ。
With Rick's guidance, Angelica trained harder than ever, developing new techniques like the thread slicer under Rinette's tutelage. Their bond grew stronger, and Angelica was soon ready to face Snape's fighters.
おい、俺のアンジェリカちゃんはどうしちまったんだよ。
As the tournament progressed, Rick and Angelica continued to climb the ranks, each battle more intense than the last. In one match, Angelica faced off against Snape's younger half-brother Geeth, but was pushed to her limits. Rick intervened, saving her and vowing to defeat Geeth the next day. The rematch was a fierce confrontation, but Rick held back to show Angelica how far she could go, allowing her to realize her own strength, this time unleashing his hidden potential to defeat Geeth in his dragon form, shocking the entire arena. The final phase of the tournament, facing off against the reigning champion, Kelvin Erwolf and Browston, Rick's mentor.
第8回転魔法エンジェルズティア。マジかよ。
After much struggle and intense training, Rick and Browston fought each other in a battle of wills, each pushing the other to their limits. The fight escalated so dramatically that the arena was destroyed, and both Rick and Browston passed out from exhaustion. However, despite the draw, they both earned the champion's belt, though they decided to refuse the title, leaving Kelvin to claim the win by default. With the Yellow King Stone in hand, Rick and Orichalcum Fist returned home victorious. Angelica, who had gained new strength and confidence through the tournament, chooses to return to her family for a while and will visit Rick and the others to train with Browston. As Rick looked back on his journey, he realized that becoming an adventurer wasn't just about gaining strength. It was about finding his own path, overcoming his past, and building lasting bonds with those he fought alongside. Rick's story was only beginning, and with the power of Orichalcum Fist by his side, he was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, including the looming threat of Kaiser Alsapiet. Rick Gladiator's transformation is truly inspiring, What do you think about his intense training and rise to power? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed Rick's epic journey, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more awesome anime recaps, and ring the bell so you never miss out on future videos. Share this video with fellow anime fans, and let's discuss what's next for Rick's adventure.